Hey guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to thank you so much for the continuous support, suggestions, and phone calls. Today's vlog is a very important vlog. It addresses a major issue affecting our livestock farmers here in Jamaica, Praedial larceny. Especially as it comes closer to the season of giving, it seems like these two-foot persons think that we're giving them our investments. And we have always seen an increase in attack for livestock animals during this season. Our goat farmers, especially in Clarendon, face serious life-threatening situations where guys will just come and take their animal off the roadside or use guns, hold them at gunpoint, and remove their animals from their own possession. We have also now seen a trend of theft going inside houses trying to get animals out, and we're wondering, why is it that for so much years we cannot find a solution to this problem? Why is it that we cannot have a security system in place to protect our animals, a marketing system in place to have traceable animals, so nobody can just take an animal and sell it to the marketplace? So today's vlog, our focus will be on solving some of these problems, and I'd like to do a 3-part series where we look in depth into the issues that we face and identify a solution to these problems. How is it that we can use traceability? How is it that we can use security protective services? And how is it that we can lobby the government to have harsher penalties for perpetrators found stealing cattle or stealing small ruminants? I believe the law only send them to prison for 90 days and probably a fine. And it's crazy that farmers will be losing millions of dollars and there is no method for him to protect it. There's no insurance for this farmer. There is no means to get back this money from the thief who steals the farmer's property. So we need to address this issue a little bit deeper, and we need to see how is it that developing a commercial small ruminant sector, we actually put systems in place to protect our farmers' livelihood. So guys, stay tuned. We have visited a training here to get the take from farmers who are really suffering from theft, and also we visited Mr. Henry Farm, who is trying to open her eyes to a system that he believes work. And we also got an interview with Mr. Tingle, who is the owner of Shane Protective Services, and I would like you guys to look into this as a first step solution to this problem.
And also in a business, because the other day when somebody called and said, then go with the boat. And I said, so why you never call when they're in a progress? And I said, boy, then did they know, they see me, because then in the from a high place, I watch him call them, and you see when they might catch the boat. And it's like in a business, based on him, I said, boy, I can't business with people business, because I go to bush every day, and the man can't come, they can kill me. And, he have a point. But at the same time, we have to set up a way that we can be more vigilant in terms of helping each other. You understand?
Yeah.
Then can keep Mr. Reed boat and me might know to a Mr. Reed boat. And
Yeah.
I say, wait. Oh, Mr. Reed, you're not telling me to yourself to a boat. You understand?
So you're saying that you think you think a solution is like how you used to have like a neighborhood watch.
Right.
You say you want like a small room in a...
With the theft part of it, you see. You have goats where I live my goats, and then walk from your son, go away and come back on the road. Other persons like similar. But them do, they have a car, walk, and then 2-3 guys jump out of the car, grab the goat and throw them in the vehicle and gone. People just see the vehicle go and just get a glimpse of the license plate
And that's it.
We don't know if it's the same license plate them use when they come in there. So that's a problem. So all the vigilant move forward,
You have to have a good management system. And once you have what let out on the road, it's not yours.
I get you.
It is not yours. It's yours, but it's not yours. Because a few days ago I lost one of mine. Simple, by the same route. And that goat was heavy in killed. And she went into the pen. I said, I'm not going to let her out. Because we're doing some change up around the farm. But the concern was that the pen that she went to was on grains. I never want the blood. So that's why tomorrow I will catch you and put him in another pen. When we're ready to lock up the boat, guys, they are these people they can stay and feed. But you know, goat walk from here got town.
Yeah, man.
Waste time. So then go all about and go walk and wait and we don't see her come and see her. There are two things. Is either she have kid out there or she have the kid, dog attack it, or humans. Well, I mean, see if she come the following day and we search when I hear from her. A few days after a lady come and say, you miss any goat? I say, yes. You say, you know, miss a great car just drive up and just take the goat.
Gone
It
with
was
the
almost in front of my yard.
Wow.
Because the goat not running from the car. So, when you lose goat like that, those are management faults.
faults. I agree with you. I agree with
You
that.
understand me? No. You must understand now there are two things now. When the thief can't find any more goat out there, you don't want to come in the yard. No, you have to the logo there, right?
You send it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mr. Henry, how are you?
Not bad at all, Khalil. Thanks for stopping by again. As always, I can count on the support from Hyper Team and you, Khalil. Today, we're speaking a little bit about the development of the farm so far and some of the challenges that we have that is not necessarily an operational problem, but in terms of Praedial larceny and putting security measures in place. The last time we met, we just finished the development of the pen, and we were looking at nutrition and different feed programs and PPEs. Now, as we've grown and the numbers have increased, one of the major concerns for me is that as the value of my assets increase, I also have to put a budget and put things in place to secure my asset. Going into the Christmas season, security is of the utmost importance at this point. And whereas I've gone the lengths of having dogs on the property, cameras on the property and perimeter lighting, I've decided to really take it a next step and engage a security company who can provide me with an agent to provide security, whether 7 days a week, 24/7, or based on whatever schedule it is that is convenient. When I look and I assess the value of one animal compared to the cost to invest in security, it's really insignificant, because when the thieves come, they're not stealing one animal, they're taking everything.
Yes.
And for you to reach so far and to start over from scratch, especially in the goat business where it takes time, 5 months of pregnancy, 3 months weaning, 6-7 months fattening, you're looking at almost a 1.5 year cycle. For you to be set back greatly, I recommend to any farmer, explore the avenue of getting security on your farm. Right? It's just as important as feed security, just as important as looking your market. Because if you don't secure your investment, everything you sweat, blood and tears is gone to naught.
I agree.
So what I've done, I've approached Shane Security Consultancy with Mr. Tingle. And he has a farming background as well.
Okay.
In reasoning with him and talking to him, outside of other companies, he's really somebody who sit down and understand the farmer's need, understand the farmer's plight, and he's willing to tailor his services and his company to create a package specifically towards farmers, securing your livestock, securing your crops, and securing your investment. So far we've engaged the services. I can tell you, Khalil, before Mr. Tingle, I used to be up 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning watching camera.
I know, man.
And the reality is the camera tell you after the fact what has happened.
Yes.
You understand? Now, since I've engaged the services of Mr. Tingle, I sleep way better at night. I go to my bed, resting assured that the farm is being watched over, and I feel better. So I'll take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Tingle, and he can tell you some more about what his services is.
Alright. Thanks, Henry. So, Mr. Tingle, nice to meet you. How are you today?
Not bad, Mr. Brown.
I'm really glad that you're here protecting one of our good clients' farm.
Yes, so far.
I was down in Hayes the other day, and the farmers down there having serious problems with Praedial larceny.
That here live, make sure you have a protection. With a big dog, cutlass, chopper, slingshot, or something, pocket book, have something. Carrying down no easy, brother.
They take them every day. Can't manage.
I was actually saying to them that they need to have kind of closer relationship with the police. At the same time, think about adding security to their farm. So I'm pretty impressed, and I think you're pretty smart to jump to it and create a package for farmers, especially livestock farmers, to have their farm and their animals secured. So tell us a little bit more about Shane Protective Services.
Okay, good afternoon again. I'm Rayan Shane Tingle, the Managing Director at Shane Group of Companies. Shane Protective Services is based in Trinidad, the parent company from the brand. But I've always had an agricultural background and worked at Ebony Park. Went to Ebony Park, I know the difficulties farmers face. So having been there in Trinidad for 6 years with the security company, I was in touch with some farmers back here in Jamaica. And all of them have the same complaint, Praedial larceny issues. And having family in the security forces also, I've spoken to them and they expressed to me the difficulties they are having to manage that aspect to assist the farmers properly. So I did some research, contacted some major players in the industry, and then I sat down in Trinidad with some technicians and came up with a proper surveillance system. I won't display all the aspects of the system now, but what I can tell you, it is one that covers your entire farm system, all the perimeters of your farm, all the different units that you might have, even to your crops is protected. And we also provide you with the response team.
Okay.
So once you have the service, you can also have the option of getting the response team, which is armed personnel coming to your farm within minutes after the alarm is triggered in our office. Our office is based in Linstead right now, but the aim is to have outlets right throughout the country, especially in the farming community. We are not just a farming company, but because of my love for agriculture and my background, I decided to start the company providing a special package for farmers right across the country. So between now and January of 2022, persons who come on board will get special services. And as Mr. Henry told you, I'm also flexible. So while you have the packages, you can also speak with me and we will work out something that can suit your budget at this time, because also I know farming is not something that you just get up and start to inherit your cash at the same time. So we can work something through, and as the process go along, I go along with the company and we form a good union from there.
All right, so I like what you say about that you're willing to work with farmers, because you have different levels. You have some farmers with probably just 10 animals, some 50, some with 100.
Right.
How really flexible is your package? Say I am a farmer with 10 animals and I just simply want a little surveillance.
Right.
Somebody to just watch it. Do you provide just that alone?
Yes, if you have a small farm and you just need us to come in and install the cameras and to do the surveillance for the month and charge you a small fee, that is available.
You want to give us up what some of that, what that rate might look like?
Well, it's below $10,000 per month for that.
Okay.
Of course, you provide the camera system and that will be at a different cost.
Understood.
But once we install the camera in your place, then we are also available to do this monitoring and surveillance.
Alright, a question a farmer might ask is, say if I have my own camera system, and I just want you to just do the surveillance.
If you have your own camera system and you're interested in the surveillance, we will come in. Once it is compatible with the system that we have, we will do it. If it is not compatible, we provide you with 2 base cameras and convert your system to our kind of system to make it conducive to surveillance.
That's great. How about now the response? How this response system really works?
Well, the team can comprise of 2 male officers and a female. Those persons are either ex-police or ex-military officers, or current, but they are on break for whatever reasons from the protective services. I have a close knit with the forces. Let me say that. I wouldn't want to divulge too much information
No doubt.
but I have a close knit with the protective services, and so it is not hard for me to get them to even if you don't have a response, once you're in the area, a certain area, I can make certain calls and get the police to respond. So it is good to engage my services based on the background and the contacts that I have with the protective services. The response team, I try to have a response team as close as possible once there's a contract and you require that service, so they will be here within minutes. As again I said, the police force is not able to respond. Sometimes it's 2 days after the fact the police force might be here to check it out.
True that.
You need somebody and a team that will be here in minutes. And if you can, it is good for you to also have an arm or even an unarmed officer on the property, even few nights. That's how flexible I am.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Right?
Do you provide these personnel?
Yes, so if you need an officer on your location like Mr. Prince here,
okay,
he will be here any night of the week that you would want us to have him here, properly armed, disguised, and be ready to respond to any situation you have. While he is responding, then the response team will be on the way here.
Okay, you want to tell us any other service that you provide? That's what you hear, like the perimeters, how you manage, to say a farm, probably a 10-acre farm, how would you manage the perimeter?
Well, what we'll do, we'll measure the farm first. We watch the different corners of the farm, the different perimeters you call it, right? And then we will determine what kind of camera system we need to have, because sometimes you can mix the system, sometimes you cannot mix the system. So for the larger farm, you'll have to have some poles around the farm with the cameras erected on top of the poles, because you have to monitor the place from some 360 degrees angle.
Okay.
While if it's a smaller farm, you can just have like 4 cameras focused to different areas, all converging in the center. So the larger the farm, the more diverse your system needs to be, and the more you have to use the 360 degrees camera. And I must also say there are different cameras for different purposes.
Okay.
So it is best for the farmers to seek advice before you decide which camera you want to use, even if you are considering going the route of getting your own system in place.
Okay, so you offer that consultation from before.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So Pringle, do you have any competitors in this area to say, boy, farm security? Outside of, I know what Hawkeye and the other persons do. Your package seems really, like it's tailored for livestock farmers. Like, if you have raising cattle, raising goat, would you say that you're probably the only person now having this type of service for farmers?
Yes.
Specialized like this?
Yes, I would say the Shane Group is the groundbreaking company for this service that we are providing. And I feel the reason for that is because of my agricultural background and also from a farming community in St. Ann. So as I said before, I know the difficulties and the problem the farmers are facing. And so it wasn't difficult for me to do the research and to come up with a package that is geared toward farmers. I know that once this is out there, other competitors will try to adapt what I'm doing, but I'm confident that they won't be able to replicate my kind of service because it is the groundbreaking service that I'm providing.
Shane, how do we contact Shane Protective Services?
Okay, if you need to get in touch with us, it's 1-876-588-8824. We are also on social media, Facebook, Shane Security Consultants Agency Jamaica, or Shane Protective Services Trinidad.
Okay.
And that's the same handle we use for all media. That's Instagram also.
Okay.
You can get to me by WhatsApp directly, 1-868-286-1640. That is just WhatsApp because sometimes I'm not in Jamaica and you need to speak to me directly for it might be just something confidential that you would want to say to the office. That is the number you can get to me on right throughout on WhatsApp. So I will tell you again, 1-868-286-1640. The company office, 1-876-588-8824.
Guys, here you have it. We're really trying to pull the industry together, and security is a major concern for us. So that's why we plan to showcase this security service for you guys, and I hope you guys will give it some support. We want more businesses like this in the country that goes out there trying to protect our livestock. So if we can actually help to improve, bring business to a security firm, it will only spread across the island. Areas like in Clarendon that we know have serious problems with Praedial lastly will definitely need a service like this. So farmers, get on board, call Shane Protective Services, see what he has for you, and get a package for your farm. You know, if it's just simply surveillance of your cameras so you guys can sleep at night, or if it's just, you know, have an armed guard on the weekend when some of your workers them leaving, get involved. Let us protect our livestock and grow this industry.